Rainbow Dash!
Thomas and Twilight have worked on the Farquhar branch line for several years and knows it very well like the back of their minds.
Well, I must say, you know just where to stop, Thomas, at the right time. It's like you can now manage this job without me.
Thomas had become concerned. He didn't know that Twilight was only joking with him. Later that evening, he spoke to the other engines.
Hey guys, guess what? Twilight says I don't need her anymore. Isn't that great?
Don't be stupid, Thomas!
Percy's right. I never go anywhere without Applejack. Without her in my cab, I'd be frightened for my life.
Ha! You two are just plain chickens. I'm not scared of running by myself.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, I would. You just wait and see, and I'll prove you wrong.
Early the next morning, the firelighter came to start the engines for work. Thomas drowsed comfortably as the warmth of the fire spread through his boiler. Percy and Toby, on the other hand, were still asleep, waiting for their ponies to arrive. Thomas suddenly remembered his conversation from the other day.
Those silly stick-in-the-muds, I'll show them a thing or two. Twilight said I can manage without her. In fact, I'll just go out of my shed. Then I'll stop and wish steam at them. That will really make them jump like Fluttershy. Boy, I feel like Pinkie Pie at this moment, and I like it.
Thomas thought he was being clever, but really he was only moving because Derpy, an equestrian Pegasus that worked as an engine cleaner, secretly played with his controls with curiosity. He soon found his mistake. He tried to whee some steam, but he couldn't. He even tried to stop, but he couldn't do that either. He just kept on rolling down the track. He was horrified to find what was coming his way. It was the station master's house. His name was Robert Milbourne, and he was about to have breakfast with his family.
Creaky coal hoppers!
Then he shut his eyes. Within moments, the house rocked like an earthquake. Broken glass shattered, and plaster was everywhere. Thomas even collected a bush on his travels. He peered into the dining room through its leaves. He was so shaken that he didn't speak. Station Master Robert was furious, and you can imagine what horrible language he was saying. Then his wife, Daphne, picked up her plate, then scolded at the blue tank engine.
Why, you miserable and stupid engine! Just look at what you've done to our breakfast and our home!
Don't
act like you didn't do this. That's going to cost us £500 to fix up the dining room. And because of you, now I'm going to have to make some more. And my children will be late for school today. Ugh.
With that, She stormed into the kitchen and slammed the door. More plaster fell, but this time it only fell on Thomas's face. He felt both embarrassed and depressed. Workmen arrived on the scene by propping up the house with strong support poles and laid temporary rails through the family garden. Then Donald and Douglas, along with Thorax and Theorix, arrived to help pull Thomas away from the house.
Don't face yourself, Wally. I'll soon have you back on the rails.
With the Scottish twins pulling hard, managed to pull Thomas back to safety, but he wasn't a pleasant sight. Bits of fencing, the bush, and a broken window frame had damaged his front, which was badly twisted. When Twilight found out, she was both shocked and cross, but not with Thomas. Soon the twins left and left him in the siding. Thomas the tank engine was in disgrace. But there was worse to come. When Sir Topham had heard the news, he was not very pleased.
You're in a lot of trouble, Thomas. Not just me, but also with Station Master Roger and his family. They told me everything of what you did. You're a very naughty engine.
I know, sir. I'm very sorry, sir.
Thomas's voice was barely heard because his mouth was muffled behind his bush.
You must go to the steamworks to have your front repaired. It will take a long time.
Yes, sir.
And while you're away, a diesel rail car will haul your passengers in your absence.
What? Did you say a diesel, sir?
Yes, indeed, Thomas. Diesels always stay in their sheds until they're needed. And of course, diesels never scoot up to breakfast in private houses belonging to certain station masters.